Jada from the song is stupid.
Like, dude, shut that up, man.
Idiot.
Like, how stupid can you get? Like, that's the dumbest thing I heard.
And you have the audacity to like act like.
Now, I want to start this off by saying, I know all of this is a little petty, and most people just want the drama to end, which I do too. So this is the final video regarding this, because I initially wasn't even going to respond since I was traveling, and I'm so close to finishing this album. But Prem dodged my actual criticism entirely, and Gamerguyd made maybe the most wild response video ever made. He calls me racist, my audience autistic, mocks my girlfriend, and just rambles on a spree of lies so insane, you won't believe these are coming from a real human. And Premy goes and cosigns everything Gamerguyd says, so there's clearly a lot to go into. Also, there really isn't much Sonic news right now, so if it weren't for this, you'd get nothing. Aww. I think no matter how you feel about me, Premy, or Gamerguyd, by the end of this, you'll see why the responses were so god-awful. So, before you comment, well, me no like drama. No, there's always been a classic Sonic show rule that I'm allowed one drama video a year. And it appears 2019 subject, Gamerguyd, totally forgot about it.
And what's funny is you don't back up anything. Like, can you specify why you keep saying criminal in your video?
Which, to be fair, most of the serious crimes are towards the end of a 30-minute video, so I'll put a light refresh on the worst ones.
Do you even know what a criminal is?
But first, let's begin with Prem's response, as it's at least coherent and understandable. So, it all started in my video where I was just reading Reddit comments. I mentioned how Premy has copy-pasted multiple videos, twice confirmed, and he decided to respond. And while some people think it was a decent response,
An idiot.
it was pretty awful. Because ultimately, he didn't even address my actual problem and just deflected on some stuff I didn't even say about IO news or some BS.
Stealing his news. You don't own news. Are you in kindergarten?
Now, Prem twisted this story into, the Sonic show is mad, I covered his story. No, I'm not at all. I cover Tails channel and Sonic Stadium constantly. But I credit by saying the source in the video, and I don't pretend like I wrote it and reported it, because otherwise, that's plagiarism. Even your buddy knows that.
That video where I talked about Sonic Generations Ultimate canceled, I got that from Soa City.
The problem with Remy's argument is that I'm not upset about him taking ideas or whatever he said.
But he's accusing Premydaremy for copying him and all that, stealing his ideas. It's like, dude, you don't steal other people's ideas when it comes to a discussion. You can discuss about anything.
He didn't even cover any of my criticisms and just deflected on stuff I didn't say. Obviously, I think other Sonic tubers should cover Sonic news. And notice how I have no issue with literally anyone else but these two. Did you even watch my video? He's pretending like he doesn't know what plagiarism is. Kind of like how he pretended like he didn't know who I was when getting called out. Even though he included a clip in his video where we were in the Big Among Us collab, which I have to touch on later. But he brings up him covering Sonic Colors Ultimate first on YouTube.
I was the first on YouTube to cover that Colors Ultimate had leaked, and everyone covered it afterwards. You don't see me going, everyone stole it from me.
Which everyone knows isn't true since Ricardo always drops his first, so another lie. But even then, I never brought up who covers what first, and that isn't relevant to copy pasting. You couldn't have put it out first because your video is beat for beat based on mine. Also, in his videos, Premy still reads news articles that I assume, or at least I'm hoping he says the source of or cites, but I can't confirm that for all of his videos because I can't watch that many. Way too boring.
That's the difference between me and you. I actually have substance in my content.
Dude, he has substance. This has substance. This Sonic Heroes, Sonic Unleashed gameplay, talking over has more substance than Raccoon Boy did.
Now, imagine if I took a Tails channel article and read it word for word and then presented it as my own work. Or let's say I even rearranged it and changed words to make it different enough. Would that be plagiarism? What if I was using the information from their reporting and use parts from my own reporting without citing? Would that be plagiarism? Yes, yes, and a bonus, yes. And I always acknowledge a source when I report a story. That's the issue you completely ignored, despite it being the only issue I had with you.
Even if you were the first to report something doesn't mean you own news.
Now, there's a major misconception about what I was saying, and it's my fault for not being more clear with how I spoke. Obviously, I would never want to stifle creativity, and I'm totally okay with anyone covering any story I write. Especially since despite not being a journalist, I had personal interactions and developments privately from the rapper himself, who's going hard into voice acting right now. So the problem isn't the covering of the story. And while citing was partially an issue when I say stolen, I more so mean Prem's video was stolen as in beat for beat like mine. It's almost like Prem was watching my video on one monitor and taking notes on the other. Like, it's insane. That's the reason why I mentioned him in particular. I literally support so many small creators out there because I know there's a lot of raw talent that just hasn't gotten the attention it deserved yet, but one day will. But I don't support stealing content. I don't know if you've ever heard of a reviewer at IGN named Philip Muchin. People liked his reviews. But one day, Boomsticks Gaming, a YouTuber, dropped a review for a game called Dead Cells, and in parts of it gave similar wording and ideas to ones Philip had used. Well, Philip got fired from IGN, and despite denying it for years, Philip copied Boomsticks' video and eventually owned up to plagiarism and theft years later. Now, we all know if you're reading off info you got from a news source, you have to cite that source. And literally everyone else does this. That's the reason I didn't bring up any other creators. So somehow, even though I keep having to repeat that I'm not a journalist, I still have more journalistic integrity than you ever will because I don't blatantly lie to the people who support me. People get so worked up over not crediting artists for even small things like Sonic renders and thumbnails, and yet I can't talk about how I think what Prem is doing is sucky? But despite that being my only criticism of Prem, he didn't acknowledge it. He just called me stupid a few times.
That's not how news works, you f***ing idiot.
Which really makes him look like a mature, high IQ genius. Before I get into the Gamerguyd Lie Fest, I want to cover one last thing Prem said and quickly give a little background of a clip he used.
We're scared, Prem. We're
Cisco was talking to me about how funny it is because before this, I've always liked Prem and on the outside thought he seemed like a good person. But for a reason I'll get to in a second, he has always hated me. He used the clip from Cisco's Among Us collab, which in Prem's video, you would barely know I was involved. Before I even watched it, other big Sonic tubers there were messaging me like, dude, he cut you out anytime you spoke. And there was going to be another big creator friend of mine there who Premy specifically wanted out because he also hated him for the same reason he hates me, which ultimately boils down to us calling out his best bud, Gamerguyd. Then fast forward months later, like a mummy, my channel starts to recover, and he starts nabbing and pretending like I don't exist. Prem always defends Gamerguyd no matter what, endorsing everything wild that I'm about to go into, and as much as I wanna like Prem, he keeps making these dumb petty remarks and comments, and I've been gritting my teeth for so long, and now redeeming my one drama a year token on being honest about how I feel about this whole dumb thing.
Stay in your little corner with your Positive Raccoon videos, and I'll stay here and give people the real, the honest opinions, the raw.
He keeps saying, "Stay Mr. Positive Raccoon Boy, I keep it raw." When I've been way more critical on Sega and Sonic Team, but in more genuine ways. Like, I'm not saying whether Sonic Rangers is good or bad, because there's literally no way to tell now. But by not bashing it and Sega and all these things at unwarranted times, I'm not real enough to Prem. What's funny is me being raw is the reason why Sega sent Premy a Sonic Colors review code. But I was left on red. I've been ultra critical when necessary, but Prem is seen as negative because he'll bash stuff just for attention, when I do it when it's warranted.
We've been doing news for years and you have the audacity to like act like...
The audacity, dude. These are senior Sonic news YouTubers. They've been here since the beginning. They're Sonic veterans. They've been through the wars of Sonic Forces and the drought of Team Sonic Racing. They know, and this guy comes in fresh and new, trying to outdo them. The audacity to call a veteran out like that in the Sonic news community.
And I'll end my Premy response with, I had no beef with you as a person, so I'm not gonna stoop as low as to call you stupid.
No, but seriously, Jaden from the Sonic Show is stupid. Like,
As I honestly think you're very smart. I think you're a very intelligent liar who's trying their best to squirm and avoid me calling you out for stealing my and your buddy over there, he's far less good of a liar. Maybe indicating his intelligence.
Who got beef with me?
Keep our names out of your mouth.
Gamerguyd, by the way, might take the spot for most desperate creator out there. He used my name in the title, the hashtag, the thumbnail, the description, and the tags. I think he's seriously in love with me. And I have to get more into the title and tags because I hid bait there that he fell for, and it's absolutely gold. But in my video, in case you forgot, my criticism at Gamerguyd is that I say he blatantly lies in his titles, thumbnails, and the videos themselves. But his response, chef's kiss. So he decided to respond to me calling him a liar with the beautiful title, New Sonic Rangers Confirmed Cancelled, which is not only an obvious lie, but then verifying leaks, and this might look familiar, and that's because he blatantly copy-pasted my title, but he changed it to be a total lie. Sonic Rangers Confirmed Cancelled, this isn't even remotely true or relevant. Then he keeps verifying leaks in there, which he doesn't do at all. So yeah, his response to me saying he lies is to not only lie in the title, but then admit he lies in the video. Beautiful.
You have over 100,000 subscribers. Why are you getting worked up over people on Reddit talking about you, saying that you clickbait? You do. All of us clickbait.
We got him.
No, we all don't. Did you not watch my video?
We all do clickbait. Who cares?
My titles are obnoxious and attention-grabbing, but always on topic and true. You know, like, mostly. And I'm completely honest about it and talk about memeing on the titles in the videos.
Don't point the finger at us when you write confirmed in your titles.
Yesterday.
And his whole thing is about memeing clickbait. It's all a joke to him. If you don't watch or like his content, I can see how you'd be annoyed. But personally, I find it kind of refreshing to see news presented this way.
But of course, you didn't watch the video, so you wouldn't know.
Also, he starts the video off using my song with no audio over it for over 10 seconds. Which, in case you don't know, is much longer than the 5-second fair use guidelines. Tisk tisk. Drop a comment whether you think I should copyright strike or claim his video, since he decided to try clout off my name, so it's only fair I'm compensated for my work being used. By the way, that's a joke. I probably won't do that, maybe. Now let's get to Gamerguyd's tags, which anyone can see with a plugin. I had a feeling he would want to steal my swag.
no one wants to copy your raccoon content, okay?
So I hid Premydaremy biggest Sonic Show fan in my video tags. And this snake actually copied them line for line.
No one gives a
Oh no.
Thank you, Gamerguyd. Finally, something we can agree on. And best of all, this is his most viewed video in over a month, just by clouding off my name. Honestly, been feeling a little down lately, so thank you so much for the ego boost from truly my #1 fan, Gamerguyd,
People don't call me Prophet Guide for nothing.
who, by the way, is definitely subbed with notifications on.
By sharing this Sonic Show video that I would never be subbed to him, and I would never watch of my own volition. I would never comment on the video a couple hours after it came out, as if he was subbed with notifications on.
Why won't you talk about Ricardo, huh? Speedsupersonic. I mean, he makes videos on topics Premy and I make all the time.
Why don't I call out my good pal, Ricardo Speedsupersonic? Well, I'll tell you why, because he sources. Are you pretending to not understand my issue with Prem, or are you really that far gone?
Sometimes he'll give us a shout out, sometimes he won't. Who cares?
No, I always credit, and as far as I know, everyone around me says their sources in their videos.
Oh yeah, you won't talk about him because he's your friend and part of the Jeffrey 6.
Although, for the record, I'm not in Jeffrey 6 anymore. But that doesn't invalidate them, as they're still homies. Oh, by the way, I wasn't lying. Gamerguyd really did call me a racist for addressing a comment about how me and my girlfriend looked awkward in a video. Whoa, exposed! So let's see how truly demented and vile I am.
What's criminal is you bashing Prem and I on your video, 2 black Sonic tubers, while skipping out on TWIP. And in that same video, you show off your black girlfriend as a way to be like, see, I'm not prejudiced, guys.
Yesterday.
There was a Rise of the Wisp video where he watched a video with his girlfriend, which made it seem as if she was very uncomfortable. which I think might be subtly making fun of us for having autism or something, because we both had a lot of fun and were really relaxed.
I have a black girlfriend. You're full of shit.
What Gamerguyd said is annoying and dehumanizing. It reduces me as a person to a statement that assumes Jaden being in a relationship with a black person would only be worth going public with if he gets some sort of secret gain. And it even assumes that me being in the video was Jaden's idea when it was my idea to join, because I've been participating in his content for a while and I don't know why that would upset Gamerguyd. It basically is saying that any interracial relationship is an oddity, and I don't know what this has to do with your criticism of Jaden, and it is a nonsensical low blow.
Okay, Ben Shapiro, I'm a furry. I'm a furry. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh.
I honestly didn't even think Gamerguyd would have anything to say since I barely brought him up. And when I did, I literally said, Gamerguyd, who I have nothing new to say about. So he's clearly so desperate for any drop of clout that he actually pulled the race card on me.
Wow.
Calling me racist and then going as low as to bring up the fact that I have a black girlfriend in the same sentence.
Like, how stupid can you get? Like, that's the dumbest thing I heard.
He's literally the lowest of the low, and I think that's really the worst part about Premy. Like, Gamerguyd couldn't help but hype that he worked on this with Premy. So while Prem was more tame in his video and stuck to rambling about how anyone can cover news, which I obviously agree, Gamerguyd's words and the fact that Prem's in the comments hyping up what they both worked on is really indicative that these words aren't just a reflection of Gamerguyd, but Premy too.
2 black Sonic tubers while skipping out on TWIP.
He says I skimped out on TWIP, but that's because A, TWIP doesn't steal, B, TWIP's become a no commentary gameplay channel mostly, and C, TWIP seems like a nice guy. And lastly, D, you would know this if you watched the video you criticize, I have memed on TWIP. Like when he said new Sonic game announced tomorrow. You bring up that exact video in your response.
You've never taken back what you said about Dr. Eggman being in Smash.
There's nothing to take back. You clearly didn't watch the pretty short video or you would get the title.
And you might be like, wow, the title.
But apparently it's now okay if you add news and speculation to the end.
Shout out TWIP for leading this new era directly into the trash. A raccoon's natural habitat.
Also, notice how Prem's in your comments sucking you off, but TWIP isn't. Kinda tells the whole story. Just because TWIP's white doesn't mean I have to equally hate him, especially when he hasn't wronged me, and he seems to have taken me goofing on him pretty well. Also, according to Gamerguyd, if you're watching this, you're autistic.
Let's face it, your audience, like you, are mostly made of autistic children.
Autistic children, like you. So obviously he's doing this as an insult because he's saying he's acting like a child. But then he also adds autistic on top of that. So obviously he's using the word autistic in a way to say that you're not just acting like a child, you're acting like an autistic child. You and your audience are autistic children.
I don't even know why he added this part. So to cope with himself, he called my entire audience autistic to justify people not enjoying his bland content where he rambles lies without substance.
That's it, your videos don't make any sense, and that's okay.
But he also said I'm capitalizing off autistic kids because I'm autistic.
You said it yourself, you and your girlfriend are autistic, so it only makes sense that you, Jaden, would know how to capitalize on your autistic audience more than Prem and I ever could.
But where's Gamerguyd coming from? Is he autistic? Well, no, but he has autistic friends.
I have some close friends that are on the spectrum too, so I'm just laying the facts here.
So wait, let me get this straight. It appears the only person capitalizing on autistic people is Gamerguyd making fun of me and my fans by calling them autistic kids in your monetized video, which again is 1000% clouding off an autistic person. Congratulations.
When have you been right about anything?
I've been right about a lot. When the Sonic Central came out, I gained a ton of street cred because literally all the leaks I talked about and put confidence in got announced.
Even non-Sonic stuff like Sora, Minecraft Steve, and Dragon Quest being DLC characters in Smash, I was right on. I predicted those back in November of 2018 before Super Smash Bros. Ultimate ever came out.
You say you predicted Sora before Super Smash Bros. Ultimate got announced? Yeah, dude, that doesn't count. That's called getting lucky. But I'm not trying to flex about being right because that's what kids do. Also, this is a weird point because Gamerguyd is consistently wrong, but tell you what, If Generations Ultimate or whatever comes out in 2023, since Colors Ultimate did so well, you'll regain a slight bit of credibility. But until then, you know.
Like, dude, shut the hell up, man.
You don't provide evidence where I'm a criminal.
Because in the new video, I said everything in the old one's valid. I barely brought you up. So let's quickly repeat history. In 2019, I covered how you filed a false police report on Blue Rush 1991. Or maybe it's 1992. I don't know, because they're no longer part of the community, mostly because of these events. He was making exposed videos on Gamerguyd, and he didn't like that, so he quote-unquote got the police involved. I'm over the petty false DMCA claims, but to deny you as criminal guide is literally criminal. I'm not even going into the cease and desist because the police report is the main thing.
Like, can you specify why you keep saying criminal in your video? Do you even know what a criminal is?
But now that I said that, does this video feel warranted yet? He brings up me relisting my drama video from 2019.
Oh, and remember when we were on Discord voice chat with Sisconic and you agreed to enlist that video you made on me only to make it public again?
We had a call, and it's true, I agreed to enlist it. However, Gamerguyd fails to mention the conditions, the reason why I agreed, and the part where I privately confronted him on his gross behavior before I cut ties to him.
Is it because I cut contacts with you, Jaden?
Yes, I cut ties. Gamerguyd is yearning to make this public, showing select DMs, so I hope he doesn't mind me doing the same but showing the full context. And by the way, within the past few hours, he deleted a bunch of our DMs. But luckily, I got some screenshots like an hour or so before he did. But this cutting ties all started because Gamerguyd had this weird exchange with some small account on Twitter. A lot of people were mad at him because he replied to this tweet where someone wrote, "Sir, I'm a transgender woman. I'm just telling you being called a masculine noun makes me uncomfortable." To which, no matter what you think, it's obviously best to either be respectful or at the very least ignore it if it bothers you that much. But Gamerguyd tweeted, "Well, in that case, good day to you, sir." Literally for no reason other than to upset them, just because they said they were trans and he doesn't like trans people. I messaged him and I literally wrote, "What's the deal with this dude?" And I don't remember what his response was because he deleted it in the past couple hours. And I didn't get a screenshot of that part. But it was just paragraphs of nonsense trying to justify it, and I wrote in response, "Doesn't matter though, you shouldn't try to start for no reason and be respectful. You and Cisco are both too bothered by accounts with like 10 followers. Which I've been totally open to Cisco about, so that's not like some betrayal because Cisco's definitely a homie, but he's definitely sensitive to criticism. So yeah, I already didn't like Gamerguyd, and after this, I cut it off entirely because there's no excuse for being randomly hateful to some kid on Twitter with like 20 followers. And if he had a good excuse, he wouldn't have deleted his explanation in shame. What Gamerguyd deleted was after I cut it off, he desperately was spamming me, trying to send me some Dylan versus Emmy drama or some shit. And I completely ignored him because I don't care. I don't like Dylan and I've never met Emmy. Plus the whole deal for taking down the video was he wouldn't do this type of drama stuff because he was begging me and Dumpsville to enlist our videos and saying, "I'm completely done with drama and grown." Which in agreement, we both enlisted our videos because he seemed sincere about wanting to move on. But you know, that's the problem with snakes. They always seem well-intentioned, but then will bite a random unexpected bypasser. Like, the agreement to enlist the video was because Gamerguyd changed and wanted to move past drama, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It was to basically put, you know, everything under the, you know, what would you call it? Under the rug and just move on. Under the bridge. Water under the bridge.
Yeah, rugged means cover up, which is honestly a little bit more accurate.
I really don't know why he said he cut ties with me. You know I was going to call you out, right? Like, why would you lie over such a small, insignificant detail? You showed individual DMs. Did you not think I was going to go and take screenshots of our DMs after you had already dropped your video? Yeah, I took these after his video came out. I wasn't like prepping or anything. So yeah, my video's still up. In fact, now that the raccoon is more prevalent, I highly recommend giving it a watch.
You even lie about me, like you thought this dude here was me.
He gets upset and thinks he's so big brain, even though in an actual call that he refers to.
Oh, and remember when we were on Discord voice chat with Sisconic?
I even told him it was obviously edited stock, but I just thought it was cringy as f***ing hilarious.
I remember him saying the face thing, and then I was like, yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah, we definitely discussed that we are fully aware that that was not him. Like, I don't know why. Who's gonna think that that's him? Nobody.
So now, even though he brings up us talking like twice, he doesn't bring up that in the first conversation, I'm grilling him about his lies, and he acknowledges everything in my video is true and wants to move on. So last thing, Gamerguyd said I was upset because Premydaremy gets more views than me.
You posted those videos on your channel, and one of them, Premy, has more views than you in that. So I can see how that bothers you.
But I don't know if you have no internet access and had to receive my video via VHS, because no flex. But my views are definitely better than Premi's. What is this argument?
Isn't Sonic shows higher? 30k, 40k, 30k, 50k, 30k, 90k, 40k, 10k, 50. Yeah, Premy gets less.
You got handed a channel from other people that built it when you were a kid?
Prem and I do way more than you've ever done on your channel. You piggybacked off the success of Sonic Show.
I was handed a dead channel, which rebooting, as anyone knows, is a near impossible task. I had lower views on those older videos because I was just regaining life. I don't care that much because I'm not some petty person that looks at everyone's legacy views, and I just focus on myself. When a video comes out, I compare it to each other on like the 1 out of 10 chart, and I strive to grow, but I'm not green with envy. Obviously, my old Sonic news video isn't going to randomly get 100k views. So I don't know why I would be upset about that if I have higher views now. Unless you're trying in every which way to distract from the fact that you're totally making up stuff to cover for your bud. I honestly think most people hate watch Gamerguyd, which is why the comments are deleting, which we'll get into in a second. So I'm happy to have my audience enjoy watching my videos that you guys say lack substance.
That's the difference between me and you. I actually have substance in my content.
By the way, even when my views were like less than 1,000, sometimes getting like 400 a video, I still consistently made fun creative videos.
You got handed a channel from other people that built it when you were a fucking kid?
This is my oldest criticism, but literally it's old. It doesn't even make sense anymore. This is the last time addressing it. I took Sonic Show from like, what, 50k to like 100k? Hate me, but put some respect on my name.
You have over 100,000 subscribers. I mean, if I had 100k subs, that's why you have over 100k subs. I don't give a fuck about it right now. And I only have 76,000 subscribers. I've accomplished way more than you on my channel.
Honestly, Gamerguyd has mentioned me having over 100k subs more than I have since I actually hit it. So I think there might be a twinge of jealousy in his video.
I don't know why you're getting all insecure about this. Like, you're literally projecting. You're projecting all of your insecurities on us. And it shows. LOL, you are an insecure snake, and what's funny is you don't even realize it.
Oh, one last thing. Gamerguyd accused me of deleting his comment on my video.
You deleted my comment
when I'm not out here patrolling my comments 24/7. It only check in a few times after uploading, and when I do, I sort by top, okay? Sorting by new is like an actual battlefield. And since YouTube Studio always shows you the 3 most recent comments, I don't know why. I've seen a ton of critical comments since their response videos dropped. However, thankfully, Gamerguyd exposed himself, because if you look at the pic, you can see he screenshotted it right after posting it. Hence the 0 seconds ago tag, then deleted it to accuse me of doing it. Then you go to his video, and he's wiping out any comments that are even slightly critical of him or even slightly positive of me. I've seen comments with way higher likes than even the top ones completely disappear, and they're only the ones being supportive of me. And I can prove this because people on my Discord and friends screenshotted comments, and like the likes are way higher and they're just all gone. And I think that about does it. Everything this guy says is a literal contradiction. I've never seen a human with less of a spine. Maybe not even a human. And what more is there to say? I've said it all, but I'm glad I did. This is my final response because truly, this is all so petty. But with this, I've said everything that needs to be said for about forever. Unlike Gamerguyd lied about, form your own opinion in the comments. I won't delete them and never have. However, I will read them and respond. Take my clout, Gamerguyd, is your title and thumbnail spill that you're clearly deeply in love with me. So, next time you have anything to say about me, call me daddy, because I'm literally paying your bills and keeping your dead channel surfacing with its most viewed video in a long time. I promise this is my last drama video, at least for a year. While a lot of people will be mad that I talked about this, I actually had fun, and I'm glad to correct Gamerguyd and Prem, at least for this last time. I've seen a few people say Prem's response was good because he deflected, so I felt it demanded a response. Sonic news next. Album very soon, just waiting on the artwork. Thanks for the patience and love. Stop using my songs, Gamerguyd. I'm saying that with genuine concern for your channel. Drama over. Peace.
Here goes. Later. Whoa.